Hi friends, in our last session we have studied application maps for cyber physical system. In today's session we are going to see cyber physical electronics production system. That is how electronic devices are produced and how it can be linked to internet. That is how we can use internet of things in that. This is Faizan Kagdi and I welcome you all to our lecture series of Industrial Internet of Things. In that, our chapter 1 is Understanding Industrial Internet of Things. So let's begin cyber physical electronics production. So basically we can say that this electronics production company are driven by miniaturization. Miniaturization means we are using the small components, we are actually reducing the sizes of a circuit boards, right? We are reducing the sizes, that is a miniaturization. Then function integrations, which means several functions are integrated into a circuit boards, right? And that circuit boards are even connected to a software device, right? So the circuit board is a hardware device and another is a software device, which are both are interconnected to fulfill the particular task. Next is the requirement is a quality demands, and another the most important is a cost reduction. So basically this industry is driven by these four requirements, that is miniaturization, function integration, quality demands and cost reduction. Now this is going to lead to a highly automated rigidly linked production lines which is dominated by surface mount technology. So these are new technology that is called a surface mount technology. In that there would be a circuit boards. On that circuit boards we are going to print something. We are going to mount the components. Okay, so surface mount technology is used to do that. Now what comes under a surface mount technology? What are the processes involved in that technology are given in that diagram. You can see a diagram is shown that represents the process chain in electronics production with optional inspection steps. So it includes first we need to do a shoulder paste printing. Next we need to place a component on a circuit board. Next, after a reflow process, now basically in a reflow process a melting is done, or we can say attachment of that component on a circuit board is done in that process. And finally last is an electronic assembly. Basically reflow process is a type of a heating process. Okay, in that a melting of a soldering is done or a copper is done so that a component can be easily attached to the circuit board. And last one is an electronic assembly. Now in between that you can see a arrow is shown on a bottom side, that is SPI. Now SPI is a shoulder spaced inspection, which means it is going to inspect whether a shoulder is done properly or in a particular place to provide an electrical connection. Next is automated optical inspection, that is an optional inspection. And last one is an AXI, which is an automated X-ray inspection, which is going to detect any defect which is present in the circuit board, okay, or in a component. So these are the inspection techniques. Now let us see that how this production is going to take place. Okay, so now you can see over here a diagram is shown of an inline structure of assembly, that is a surface mount device assembly line is shown. In that the first device is called a shoulder paste printing device. Next device there are three, you can see a continuous device are shown on which a computer system is attached. So basically this device is a component placement device. And the last one is a reflow soldering, as or we can say a type of an oven is provided in which a preheating of a component or a circuit board is done for proper connection. Okay, now first is a shoulder paste printing. In that we can say a stencil printing is done, that is a process of depositing shoulder paste on a printed circuit board to establish the electrical connection. So basically you would have seen the electronic device, for example a remote control, a TV remote control. So after opening you must have observed that a green panel, that is a circuit board, is present. On that several lines are drawn, right? So that lines are of silver color. So basically it is a solder paste done on that circuit board. Okay, a copper paste is provided to give a connections at several ends. So that process of applying the copper on that circuit board by using a stencil is called a shoulder paste printing. Okay, now after doing a shoulder paste printing, you must have observed that several components where cylinder type components are also placed on that circuit board. So basically a component placement is required. So next process you can see a component placement is there where a component is placed at a particular position to provide a connection. And then after it is sent into a reflow soldering device where it aims to form an acceptable shoulder joints by first preheating the device, that is printed circuit board, shoulder paste, and then melting the shoulder without causing any damage by overheating. which means the proper connections, or if extra solder is provided at a particular place, it is totally melted and removed. Okay, so that is done in this reflow soldering. Even it's a, we can say it is an oven type. And then comes an assembly line. In that that electronic circuit board is assembled to the mechanical component or a sensor system or a mechanical device. Okay, so in this way we can say that electronic production or electronic circuit board is produced. So these are the components which we need to remember. Now let us see one of the video which is going to give a clear idea. So you can see over here, it is a printed circuit boards, and on that physical components are provided and connected. Okay, so I hope that this video has given you a clear idea of what is a printed circuit boards and what are the various physical components attached to this device. Now let's move on. So these are the steps that how we can obtain a printed circuit boards and how we can attach the different components which we have already discussed. That is, the process is shown over here. Now the main thing which we need to see over here is that the most commonly used inspection technique, that is a shoulder paste inspection, is used for measuring the application of a shoulder paste, and the automated optical inspection after the reflow process is done. Okay, and there is also one technique that is called AXI, which is an automated X-ray inspection technique, which is used wherever defects are needed to be detected by a non-destructive means. Okay, now let's move further and see how it is related to our Internet of Things. So you can see that this represents the technologies needed for a cyber physical electronic production. So first requirement is a big data, right? Big data we have already discussed in our last session. Then after required is a cloud computing. Okay, that is a server for a storage. Then ubiquitous communication, right? That is an extensive communication between different devices is required. Then after a distributed intelligence is required, which means that if we are using a robot, then a machine learning ability or deep learning is possible by a robot, or we can say that it can use a human intelligence, right? So distributed intelligence would be required. Then mobility, that is a movement from one place to another place, is required. Sensor integration is required. Now sensor integration is most of the times done by uh, Arduino device, that is connecting the input source with an output source. Then after an holistic detection of environment and human machine collaboration. So these are all the techniques or technologies which are required in a case of a cyber physical electronic production. That is, whenever we need to connect our electronic production with the cyber world, these all components are required. Okay, now over here you can see that first is a conventional automation. That is, a automation pyramid is shown, and on a bottom side it represents a production process in which a communication and data exchange is shown. That is an IoT based automation. Conventional automation is a basically an automation pyramid in which you can see a pyramid is shown, that is a field level, then control level, management level, and enterprise level. In that a field level, that is an IoT signals, that is sensors are provided. Okay, field level devices, PLCs are programmable logic control, right? Then after MES, management level device, and ERP. Okay, and even in that there is a one device that is called a supervisory controller, that is a SCADA, which is not shown over here. So this all represents that data would be transferred step by step through all these pyramid layers. Okay, first from sensor to PLC, then from PLC to SCADA, from SCADA to MES. Okay, so all these are interconnected. So this represents the conventional automation. Whereas in case of an IoT based automation or industry 4, you can see that any component can be connected directly to the any third layer component, which means there is no layers provided. That is, a communication and data exchange can be done from any level to any level. Even a sensor can communicate with the ERP, even a PLC can communicate directly with the ERP, right? Okay, and even a sensor can directly communicate with MES. So these are the networks or a communication data exchange which can be directly transferred from a field level device even directly to the enterprise level device. So this is what called IoT based automation. In that, interconnection of relevant entities in a mesh network, then relevant entities are identifiable, and establishment of interoperable communication standards. Okay, so these properties enabled a decentralized autonomous smart factories with the ability for a self-control and self-optimization. Now let us see that how this electronic production is connected with our IoT, Internet of Things. So you can see a component or a product, that is a electronic device is shown over here. Okay, Over here there is a component placement device, and on the top side there is a cloud which is shown, that is a cloud computing including a smart data services and big data. Okay, over this side you can see a cyber physical system is shown. Okay, now you can clearly see that all these devices, that is a solder paste device, then reflow process device, then component placement device, all these devices are Wi-Fi enabled, which means a server can be used to operate all these device. So you can clearly see that it is shown by arrow that a placement component device can retrieve a data and transmit a data directly to the cloud. Okay, then again we can say that this component placement device can even communicate with a shoulder paste device. It can retrieve the data, transmit the data, and trigger the action. Similarly, it can monitor the entities or a product which is produced. And also this component has an interface with our application system, that is our engineering platform or automation pyramid, where it can retrieve data, transmit data, and trigger the action. So this is how we can say that all these electronic devices are Wi-Fi enabled and are connected with our cloud services and big data technology. Okay, now over here next you can clearly see that entire inline arrangement is shown of an electronic production system, that is a surface mount devices are shown and how it is connected with our internet and server system. So you can clearly read that incoming goods inspection is shown, shoulder paste inspection is shown, placement inspection is shown, then AOI, that is an automated optical inspection, and automated X-ray inspection. So this is basically representing a self-learning electronics production process which is facilitated by a big data technology. Now what are the benefits? So we can say that it is going to improve the efficiency through the quick process control, refeeding of a result into a product design. Okay, which means that based on that we can define our new business model or we can modify existing business model. Then knowledge generation by a correlation of a different influencing parameters and a pattern recognition for a field event forecast. Then on the top side you can see a system analysis is shown, in which human machine interface is provided. A operator can operate all these processes by making use of a computer system. Then electrical testing is provided, that is an in circuit test, and flying prop test is provided. So this shows that how all the parts or production system parts are interconnected and is connected to the cloud or a server, and how a user can operate this production system by making use of an internet. Okay guys, so in today's session what we have discussed, we have seen how electronic production is done and how it can be connected to the cyber world, that is cyber physical electronic productions. So with this we are completing with our chapter 1. In our next session we are going to start with our new chapter, that is the evaluation of a workforce in cyber physical system. So till then stay tuned and thank you all.